My name is Mike McGee, and I'm Mr. McGee's dad. I came to know Christ as an adult only about 20 years ago when I was 37. And a friend of ours, Lynn Wyatt, had...
Teacher at TCA, kindergarten teacher.
Yeah, had tried to get us to go to church with her at Prestonwood. And I resisted for a while, but finally agreed to it. And at the time, I had a really serious problem with alcohol abuse, and it was in a very destructive part of my life. We went to church at Prestonwood, and the pastor, Jack Graham, part of the message that he preached that Sunday was about getting alcohol out of your life and out of your family's life. And he told a story that changed my life forever, about how a young dad was negatively influencing his son by drinking. The next Sunday, I went back to Prestonwood and went forward, and I gave my life to Christ and have been a follower ever since. I think, too, something that happened several years before that when Mr. McGee was born, Justin, he was sick, and his heart stopped. And they took him to the intensive care unit, and I watched through the glasses. They were trying to start his heart and revive him. And I remember asking God to save him, and if he would, that I would give him to him, that I'd give him to God. I'm not really knowing, what it meant to know God or to know that Justin was already his. But I guess that was my first knowledge of God to any extent, that what he could do, the power that he had, because Justin was completely healed and grew up a completely normal child. But I think the challenge for me in my life has always been to put back more into my Christianity, into my walk, than I take out. I feel like I've received an incredible and abundant life, and I want to put more back in. I really believe God is, at this point in my life, bringing me closer to an understanding that the needs of the lost are more important than my own needs, and that I need to really focus in on lost people and seeing lost people come to Christ. So I believe that's something that God's strongly influencing me with right now in my life, and that's where I am.
Do you mind going into maybe a few details what you mean by that? What that might look like for you here coming up soon?
Well, I think I have to admit, through most of my Christian walk, I really haven't cared a lot about the lost. I haven't really made that a priority. And I really feel like for the first time, that's where God's directing me. I think there are people around us everywhere, wherever we are, who don't know Christ, who don't know the abundant spiritual life that you can have in Him. And I think it's just, at this point in my life, it's time to direct my energy to that, and away from myself and to others.
Well, you have any parting words for my sixth graders?
Enjoy it. It's a fun time of growing up, and always seek the Lord in all that you do, and always seek to follow Him. And as long as you do that, everything else will fall into place. Read Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. That's my life verse. And whenever you're thinking of a verse of Scripture to read, always think of Proverbs 3, 5, and 6.
Okay. Thanks, Dad.